Good morning, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. Today I'm back on my Honda CB1000R. I'm having a bit of a test. There was a request that came out asking if I could try the videos in 4K. So today I'm going to go for a ride out with a couple of the guides from Magellan Motorcycle Tours, and we're going to go and have a ride around Lincolnshire. So this is really just for me to, first of all show you a few of the roads in Lincolnshire in the east of England. And also to have a go with 4K video for the first time, see how easy it is to edit together. If it's something I can do easily enough, then I'll start doing all my videos like this, just because I guess the technology is there to support it now, as long as it doesn't take too long and isn't too computer intensive. So yeah, I'll get on my way. I'll take a bit of video on the way out, and then also show you some of Lincolnshire in glorious 4K. I think this will be a fairly short video, more to show whether it's possible or not, but I'm looking forward to a day's riding. So we made it down to Lincolnshire. I'm here with Ben from Magellan. He's from the office and a guide, and Andy, who's just getting some fuel for his Royal Enfield. So the sun's out. It was a bit rainy on the way down. It's been all right. I've remembered why not having a windscreen on the CB1000R is not ideal for this short stretch of the A1 that I did. Looking forward to exploring some of the roads in Lincolnshire today. Should be a good day. So then, welcome to Lincolnshire. So this part of England is over on the east side. There's some amazing biking roads here. It's a fairly rural part of the country, and it's not really that busy, you know, compared to places like the Peak District where I live, the Lake District where there's just hordes of tourists. It's very, very quiet. Andy, who I'm riding with, is one of the guides from Magellan Motorcycle Tours. It's his backyard. Looking forward to being shown some of the country lanes within Lincolnshire today. So I'm riding my CB1000R. Ben, who you can see just ahead of me, is on his 1200 GS, and Andy, who's leading the way, is on a 650 Royal Enfield Twin. So it's the Interceptor that he's had a few things done to it. So I guess if you get to hear the exhaust sound, it's probably more likely to be his exhaust 50 yards ahead of me than my Akrapovic on my CB1000R. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be a fabulous day. So these country lanes are just glorious. It's not a bad road surface, and there's almost no traffic, and it's just a great opportunity to just go out and enjoy a bike, especially a naked bike at low speeds. For those of you who saw my FTR 1200, the Indian FTR review, it's not that far from that part of the world. So a lot of the roads will be similar, or similar sort of scenery. It's not quite the hills and mountains that we have, or at least the hills that we have in the Peak District. But it's still just brilliant for riding. So as you can see, the Lincolnshire countryside is pretty much flat as a pancake, every direction. But these roads are old enough that they replaced the old tracks, so they never actually went in straight lines. They probably followed original pack horse routes. So you know, they are a bit windy. It's definitely not the little twisties that you would get in the mountains. But considering the quality of the roads, and for a bike like the CB1000, where it's quick enough, but at the same time you don't really want to be spending long periods of time on dual carriageways or motorways. So yeah, for these sorts of roads, it's just really a lot of fun. In a way, it's quite nice that we're following Andy, because he's on his Royal Enfield 650 Interceptor, so he's not a big fan of anywhere that needs a windscreen either. Looks like someone didn't make that corner. Maybe even two people. And this is Market Raisin. It's an old market town in Lincolnshire. So here we are at Willingham Woods. We just had a quick stop just to check out the bikes and see what's going on. So now we're going to head off and find apparently some more interesting roads. It's quite an amazing place. Apparently this isn't that busy compared to how it can be, and it's a real sort of biker mecca to come and have a brew and see what other bikes are around. just entered the Lincolnshire Wolds, which, as you can see, is slightly different countryside to what we had before. A few more sort of rolling hills, still a lot of farmland, no cities, a few market towns here and there, lots of villages. But yeah, the roads are pretty quiet, haven't seen that many cars, and hoping this is going to continue. It's also not raining. There seems to be more problems with insects that I keep splatting on my visor, and hopefully not on the GoPro, but we shall see. So yeah, just a great way to spend a Sunday. And these roads are just so cool as well. So this is the Cadwell Park race circuit. So we're not here for a track day, unfortunately. We're not here to race, we're just here to have a bit of a look and the obligatory photo. This is the village of Horncastle. So it's again another small market town. Apparently this one has been around since 1231, but I'm guessing most of these buildings are newer than that. So yeah, now even the sun has come out. It's still only early May in the UK. We're still having overnight frosts, and it has rained a lot in the last few days, but today this has just been perfect riding weather. Not too hot, not too cold, no rain, no ice, so yeah, it's ideal. And if you think this ride is something that you'd be interested in doing, especially around this part of the world, and it's somewhere that you can get to, Magellan Motorcycle Tours will be running a mini Magellan tour around this part of the world, pretty much following the same route that we've done here today with Andy. So if you go to the Magellan Riders page on Facebook and sign up, as soon as that is planned and agreed, the information will go up on there and you would be able to register. So Magellan Motorcycle Tours is the company that Ben, Andy and myself work for when we are able to take groups on tours around Europe. And because this year there is still a bit of uncertainty and most things last year had to be cancelled, we're trying to do a few of these day rides out, just to, you know, for those who wanted to go abroad and couldn't, but would still like to do some group rides. So have a look at the Magellan Motorcycle Tours Facebook page for more information. We've just had a quick stop for a bit of cake and a cup of tea in Woodhall Spa. So we're just heading back out of here now, back up towards, well, back inland. In fact, we didn't actually make it as far out as to the coast, but we're going to head back up, and I think we've got another hour or so to do before we get back to near Lincoln, and then from there I'm head home. So yeah, the day's actually turned out to be quite nice. It does feel like a late spring or even early summer's day here in Lincolnshire. So for the last few minutes we've been driving along this road called Horncastle Road, and it's been an absolute joy, just of lots and lots of bends, lots and lots of twisties. It's pretty flat land that we're going through. We're just approaching the village of Bardney, where there's a 30-mile-an-hour limit. But yeah, all that whole stretch on Horncastle Road coming towards Bardney is really a lot of fun. But right now we're not that far from being back to Lincoln, and yeah, it's just been glorious. This bit almost feels a little like riding through the back country lanes of France, with the trees and the hedges on either side, other than we're on the wrong side of the road, of course. Just a few more miles to go, and then once we're back I'll do another bit before I get home, and then that should be it. So there you go, we're back at Andy's place. It's been a really fun ride around the Wolds, so I think we're going to pop in for a cup of tea, then I get to ride back to the Peak District, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on the day, and I'll see how this 4K video really works out when I put it through my laptop. So that's it, so that's me back home. I had a bit of rain for the last 10 miles or so, which is a bit of a shame after such a lovely day out. So I'm just doing this just standing inside the garage. The bike was fine. It'd be interesting to see how this 4K footage comes out. It wasn't really a video ride as such. It was more a test of the 4K to show you a bit of Lincolnshire and show you what the ride would be like if you are interested in joining Andy and the guys from Magellan Motorcycle Tours. So I'll put a link to the Facebook page for the event. Sign up for the Magellan Riders Facebook group and you'll get all the information about the trip. Thanks for watching. If this has been useful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.